Happy Thursday, Facebook friends. Welcome back to Facebook. I'm Angie Garza, Director of Professional Learning and Educational Services at ROE 47, serving Lee, Ogle, and Whiteside counties. And if you're joining us back here this fine Thursday in April, you'll know that it's time for another edition of Teacher Talk. And as we race toward the end of the school year, we are also racing to some very important events coming up in our Lee, Ogle, Whiteside County communities. And one of those events celebrates our young entrepreneurs who are engaged in the WACC Whiteside Area Career Center CEO program. More about that later, but that event will be on April 24th and 25th. That is the annual trade show held here in Sterling, Illinois. So as we gear up to welcome our young entrepreneurs and their fearless leaders here to our Teacher Talk this morning, I am, as always, proud and pleased to welcome my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus, to our platform this morning. Stacy, you have a young entrepreneur in your life as well, so this is going to be a great Teacher Talk to learn more about the program.
Good morning, Angie. Yes, before we pushed record, I said that I am listening today as not only a educator and someone that just thinks this is what's great for kids, but also as a parent, because I have a son who is always trying to think of a way to a new business, a way to make a buck, and he has got his eye on this program as soon as he started high school. So I'm interested to learn more about it for sure. And also have to say, Angie, that my favorite teacher talks are when we feature students doing great things. I always say that we can talk about the programs, but until we actually hear it from the students, that's what really is the good stuff. So I'm excited to get today going.
Stacy, and I too, I wholeheartedly agree with you. And I'm sure that the students that we have on with us here today are going to have some wonderful stories to tell about their journeys as young entrepreneurs, and thinking about even their futures and how they can come back and grow those dreams into realities here in our communities. So before we get to those students, however, we want to talk with as I mentioned, the fearless leaders of this CEO program, which has expanded over the years. So now we have two leaders who are with us here today. Ms. Lee Hartman and Emily Zimmerman. I'm going to have the two of you introduce yourselves and as well as your students, who are going to share a little bit about who they are, where they go to school, what year they're in their educational experience. And so, Lee, we'll start with you. Would you introduce yourself to our Facebook community? And incidentally, this is not your first for either one of you. Actually, it's not your first Teacher Talk here with us here. So thanks for coming back.
My name is Lee Hartman. I was an educator at Eastland for many, many years. And then after retirement, found the CEO program, and fortunately for me was hired about 11 years now. The program is 11 years old. And I brought with me today Lily Drinkle and Braden Thome. I'll let Lily introduce herself first, followed by Braden. So Lily.
Hello, my name is Lily Drinkle. I am a junior at Milledgeville High School. I definitely think CEO is one of the biggest, broadest programs I've ever been involved in. There's absolutely nothing like it.
My name is Braden Thome. I'm a senior at Rock Falls High School, and I have to agree with Lily. The CEO program has brought so many opportunities onto us that I don't know if I would ever be able to find them anywhere else.
Having me, I am Emily Zimmerman. I am the East facilitator for the CEO program. We are in its 5th year, and it is my 5th year teaching it. I am here today with my student, Mason Weigel. Mason?
Hey, my name is Mason Weigel. I'm a senior at Dixon High School, and I guess my favorite part is I just love how much we learn about the community. It's just really nice to learn more about the business and the leaders in the community.
We are so excited to have all of you join us today. Lee, I want to start with you and find a little bit more out about this CEO program. You know, already the two things have been mentioned this morning that at the ROE, we really believe in strongly. It's building our community, and it's this idea of career exploration for students. And, you know, I can tell immediately that's what's happening right now. You know, we're giving these opportunities to these kids within the four walls of their high school to maybe make better choices or, you know, have their eyes wide open to the opportunities when they graduate. So tell us a little bit more about the CEO program. What is it? You know, how did it get started and so forth?
It did start in Effingham, and after about 5 years, they said this is too good to keep to ourselves. And then it turned into a nationwide program. So currently there are over 70 programs in 10 different states. We're fortunate here, and I'm very proud of this, as is Emily, that we were first right after Effingham. So we are the second oldest program in the nation. And I credit the leaders of the Sauk Valley area for bringing it here. And when I hear students talk, just very quickly, the reason it's so successful and they say the things that they do is because Emily and I are both charged with certain parameters. We must meet in business settings. We must be on 30 to 40 tours in a year's time. We must bring in professionals who actually teach content versus us standing and delivering. So they get a business mentor. Those are all requirements of being called a CEO program. So these students, when they share that, it is completely because they have been immersed into the business world, real life settings. And then, of course, another requirement is that they have an individual business that is showcased at this trade show. So I did that pretty quick. That's pretty good for me right there. So,
because we know that there is so much that goes into this program, especially when we hear your students speak so highly of it year after year after year. One of the things that I just kind of want to call out is that, speaking of year after year after year, one of my favorite activities springtime is to go and visit that CEO trade show. It is a 2-day event. This year it will be April 24th and 25th in Sterling. And we get to see all of these businesses kind of come to life. And it's that culmination of a year's worth of probably a lot of hard work and learning. So in honor of that, and as a sneak preview to just a few short weeks from now, want to ask each of you students who are involved in the program a little bit more about the business that you are going to be showcasing on April 24th and 25th. And so we're going to go ahead and start with you, Mason. Can you tell us a little bit about the business that you have created, how you've come up with it, and maybe a little bit about what we'll be seeing at that trade show?
So my business is pretty simple. It's Weigel's bracelets. I'll be selling inspirational and motivational bracelets. Typically, most of them are silicone, but you'll see a couple that are steel. And for me, I've always been I've always loved the idea of motivation and kind of just helping others get better at things that they want to strive for. And I guess, and I like bracelets. I like wearing them. I think they look good as a fashion statement, maybe. But so I just combine those, and that's what I'll be displaying at the trade show.
Sounds good. Thank you. So my business is called Arctic Energy. I kind of have it on my shirt here, but it's kind of like backwards probably. It's my logo. So Arctic Energy is a snow cone shaved ice with infusions of Monster Energy. So I love snow cones, and I feel like everybody loves a snow cone, especially when it's hot outside. And I was at band camp this summer, and my band director knew someone that owns a snow cone truck, and they just pulled up, and I was like, this is such a good idea. And then I'm also like addicted to energy drinks. Like, it's a really bad problem, actually. So I was like, why don't we just combine the two? Because everyone loves their energy drinks, and anyone has something in their hand when they're drinking it. So I was like, okay, let's combine the two. So it's a snow cone with an infusion of Monster, and then I'll be offering 3 main flavors, including a sugar-free option. And if some people don't want that Monster in their snow cone, they can also just get a plain snow cone with just one of the flavorings.
So my business is named Floral Reflections. It is a silk flower bouquet business along with some inspirational quotes. I have been painting mason jars, and your bouquets are in the mason jars, so it gives it more of I can go put this on my kitchen table or put this in my car. So it's very easy and accessible. I found that a lot of times when I was getting gifted flowers or gifting other people flowers, that people were always disappointed, including me, that they only last about a week, so you can't really enjoy them forever. So I wanted to create a gift that is long lasting.
Well, Lily, I feel like you kind of are leading into my next question when I ask, what have you learned? immediately already as like I said, a parent and a educator, I'm thinking, how self-aware are these kids to kind of know what their strengths are, what their weaknesses are? That in itself is awesome. Lily, speak a little bit more about kind of what you've learned being involved in this program, and maybe tell us, what you've learned in this experience with the CEO program, is it affecting your future goals as you think about what your next steps are when you graduate from high school?
So CEO is definitely a different experience that you can get literally anywhere. Like, you are not going to get the CEO experience sitting in a classroom at school, which I really like. You are going out, you are meeting new people and learning things about business. And I think it's important to remember that business might be the base of CEO, but you're learning so much more than that. We've had speakers come in and talk to us about active listening and about mental health or about etiquette. Like, I think that learning that stuff is just important as business because it helps lead you into your future. Also, I've learned so much about myself personally, about my strengths, my weaknesses, what I'm good at or what I'm not good at. I found out through my business that I'm not a good salesperson, but I can do the financials and the writing a business plan. I'm really good at that stuff. So I think it's important to learn that about yourself and about your peers because it helps with your teamwork, especially when we were working on our class business. For my future goals, I definitely think it has helped push me into, oh, I really want to explore more about college. And I think that learning so much about myself has really helped pave the path for what I want to do in the future.
Good stuff. I have to now ask Mason and Braden too, because again, I love hearing this. So Mason, what about you? And then I'm going to go to you, Braden. What have you learned, I should say, that is going to affect your future? Like, the things that you're doing in this class, you're thinking, I'm like Lily just said, I'm really good at this, or maybe this isn't one of my strengths. And how is that affecting your future plans? Mason, let's start with you.
I'd say one of the biggest things is just like learning about, the community and like how much it really has to offer, because I think that a lot of kids have this this idea that they just want to get out of their town, especially when they live in small towns. And when you learn so much and how many like good things are going on, it really makes you think. And I think that's one of the biggest things it's affecting my future is that, I don't know whether I want to stay or go. There's a lot of opportunities here, but I'd say that's one of the biggest things that this class has influenced in terms of my future.
One of my biggest things is the amount of big things that we take away from this class. Like, we could all come up here. I bet you everyone in our class could come up here and tell you a different big thing that they've taken away from the class because we just learned so much. One thing that I would have to say though is our ability to have a conversation. I know, like, I was already a talkative person in the beginning of the class, but now, like, I can carry on a conversation with someone that I've never met before, someone in the business world, somebody that I'm asking a loan from. There's so many different things that now I can carry on this conversation with you and also do it in a professional manner. So I know, like, when I need to stop talking, and I also know, like Lily said, how to actively listen to the conversation and so many more things that I just feel more prepared for my life after high school and especially going into the business world, that now I just feel more prepared.
Fantastic. I just, as a side note, want to say that you, Mason, and Lily have just done an incredible job this morning here on our Teacher Talk. You are so articulate and very vulnerable with kind of your thoughts and aspirations and sharing your experiences with this program. We want to say thank you so much. How impressive is that? And Emily, glowing words. I mean, I don't think I've met a CEO student who has said that they've had a bad experience. The program speaks for itself. So if I am a community member, or I'm a parent like Stacy, or I'm a future student who would love to be involved in the CEO program, or perhaps even a business partner who would like to grow those connections and bring students back to our community, maybe I want to learn more about April 24th and 25th. Who do I talk to? Where can I get more information?
Questions. And I wasn't planning on plugging this in, but just now seeing and hearing from Stacy and Jake's interest in having it. And we do go down to Nick Dingus's fire store every year. I looked on the calendar and we're going to be down there April 30th. And so we're really excited about that. But the parent involvement is incredible. For example, we're with Mason's dad tomorrow. He's an investor, Chad Weigel. He's a financial advisor. Every year he buys this Rich Dad, Poor Dad for teens and gives a copy to each student. I know that Lily on the west side, I think that they went to her horse farm, her family horse farm, and got to learn about that. So there are a lot of entrepreneurial minded families particularly in this class where we've had a lot of parents be speakers, parents being mentors. So that's just a little extra plug, but I think there are two great ways to learn more about this program. Lee and I and our board are very active on our Facebook page. So if you simply search WACC CEO class on Facebook, it will give you highlights of speakers and tours and individual businesses that are happening at the trade show flyers. It's a wealth of information. In partnership with that, everything that we post on our Facebook gets automatically uploaded to a weekly newsletter. So if you go onto our website, which is wacc-ceo.com, you can sign up for our newsletter. It's very user-friendly. Our website is. You can look up more information about Lee and I's backgrounds. You can look up our board, our investors, our students. Each of our students have a bio. So very, very cool website. I highly encourage any student or parent who is intrigued or interested to please come out to the trade show. These students have worked so hard. They have taken out real loans with real money. They wrote real business plans that they pitched in front of bankers, and they're selling real products. It's as real as it gets. So April 24th, we are at the mall from 4:30 to 7:30. And April 25th, that Thursday, we're there from 4:30 to 6:30. The kids will be there selling their product. Aside from that, and again, this will go back to our Facebook page and our website. There are information and tidbits along the way as far as when the date opens for the next class to apply. It usually opens up right after we come back from Christmas break and closes sometime in March. So students just now are getting letters in the mail, finding out if they're in next week's program or next year's program, which is a really exciting time for them. We have a Bring a Friend to CEO week where students who are interested. So if Jake wanted to come next year as a sophomore and spend a day in the CEO class, we have a week designated for guests to come in and visit. We do a lot of involvement and the students do a lot of community service outside of CEO. A lot of time is spent outside of class time, and Lee and I are we're just extremely proud of this program, proud to be a part of it, and proud to see the growth and the success of the students, 1, 2, 3, 11 years after, Lee's being now invited to weddings and baby showers, and I'm probably not far behind. And it's just exciting to see them grow up into such amazing adults.
There's lots of opportunity, and we want and need all of you back here growing and making this community a great place to live. As we wrap up, friends, our teacher talk for this morning, want to say a very special thank you to Emily Zimmerman, Mason Weigel, Lee Hartman, Lily Drinkall, and Braden Thome from the Whiteside Area Career Center CEO program, East and West, for spending their time here with us this morning, and looking forward greatly. Want to highly encourage everyone to stop out at the Northland Mall on April 24th and 25th for the annual CEO trade show. Bring dollars, bring cash, spend money. It's a great event to support all of the hard work and celebrate all of the hard work that our young entrepreneurs have invested in over the course of this last school year. Finally, as we wrap up, I just want to kind of capture some of the thoughts that have gone on here this morning and some of the sentiments that have been shared in what I've heard. I get from all of you that CEO is a different experience that inspires creativity, application of learning, builds social capital, promotes personal growth and self-awareness, and creates community connections. So what a wonderful program. So happy to highlight here on our Teacher Talk this morning. Again, thank you so much for your time here this morning. Thank you to my friend, colleague, and co-host, Ms. Stacy Dingus. And thank you to all of you for tuning in. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and even better Friday, a relaxing and hopefully sunshine-filled spring weekend, and we will see you right back here next Thursday for another edition of Teacher Talk.